these guys only have one game plan. They can't box.
There's a exciting rematch about to happen between Leigh and Mauricio Lara.
You'll beat him up the same way you beat him up the last time. Ken Buchanan was about most of the shows, especially when I was coming through. Everyone's got really fond, happy memories of him.
Nathaniel Collins, thank you for coming on the show, mate. It's great to see you. Such a talented fighter. So just to introduce you, Nathaniel Collins, you have a fantastic record of 12-0. And not only that, you are the British and also the Commonwealth champion. So fantastic. Absolutely unreal. And I want to start again. I want people to learn a bit about you, and I want to learn a bit about you as well. Tell us a bit about your background. How did you get into boxing?
So I just had one of my big cousins was a professional fighter, Ryan Collins, and he fought Charlie Flynn a couple of times. So I seen him box when I was just a kid, 14, 13. And I never really done any other sports, so I get sent to the gym to try it out, and same kind of thing, just got in there, loved it, stuck in.
So what does it mean to you to be known as the British and Commonwealth champion? Because that's a hell of a feat.
Yeah, mate, it's funny, like I've won the Commonwealth, like 2 years ago now, or something along them lines 2 years ago, and people were always saying to me, British next, blah, 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 blah. But I've never ever been started boxing and thought, right, I want to be the British champion. Loads of people think, oh, I want to be the British champion, that's the route I want to go. But I was always more, I want to be a world champion, and if the British is a stepping stone to get to that, then fair enough. But as I was coming up, when I was with Fight Zone, there was possibilities for like an IBF and international, or a WBA European, or IBF European, or whatever it was, and that was the kind of route of, okay, you don't need to go that route, you can go this route to get closer to a world title quicker. So it's funny, I've never been bothered about the British, although now I've got the British, it's a different story. It's a lovely belt.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. Pretty sad recently, with you being a Scottish fighter, is the loss of a legendary Scottish fighter in Ken Buchanan, best known for his war with Roberto Duran. What are your thoughts on that? It's such a huge loss.
Yeah, majorly sad. Ken Buchanan was about most of the shows, especially when I was coming through, as a younger boy, and he was always at all the shows. And when the guys from my gym turned pro, like they were pro 4 or 5 years before me, and he was always about, so he had time for everyone. And even when you speak now and you hear everyone speaking, he always had time for everyone. Everyone's got really fond, happy memories of him. So it's crazy actually, because the day after I won the British, or the week after I won the British, we went down to Edinburgh, me and my missus, and we were walking through, and there's obviously the big statue of Ken Buchanan, so we went down and seen him, and she never knew who he was, and I was saying he had his Lonsdale belt on the statue, and I was like, oh, give me back my belt, give me back my belt, it's a joke, and she was laughing, and then obviously we came up the road, and a couple of days later he passed, and it was just a shame, really.
It is. He's arguably the best, or at least top 3 Scottish fighters of all time. Okay. So absolutely sad loss. On to good news though. So you've recently been signed by Frank Warren, which I thought was amazing. And what was even more amazing is I'd asked you to come on the show like a week or two before. I didn't even know you were getting signed by Frank. So congratulations. How does it feel to now have this machine behind you?
Yeah, mate, it's unbelievable. There's nobody really, minus Josh Taylor, about in Scotland that's doing something that big just now, and is on a platform that big just now. So yeah, I'm blessed to have that opportunity, and of course I've worked hard for it. So it's been a long time coming, in the sense that I've been pushing for so long, I've been working so hard for so long, and it was just starting to get that way where I was like, is it ever going to happen? Is this meant to be? And I'm quite a strong believer in whatever it'll be. So it was getting to that stage that if nothing was going to happen, I wasn't sure if I was going to continue boxing, because it was just, you heard there for Harry before, it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
If you've got no back, and if you've got no nothing, I just had a kid, and It's been one of the,
Congratulations, mate.
thank you.
A
It's
little
been one
boy,
of
little
the
girl.
years, a little girl.
Yeah,
So it's been
amazing.
one of the years of you just had a kid, you're paying for the house, you're trying to live your life, and then also you try to succeed in boxing. So it's good to now have
Great
a
that you
pat
get
back.
signed by Frank and just had a baby. Go on, son. That's brilliant news. That's great news. Fantastic. So, how come? Obviously, British and Commonwealth champion. You've been Commonwealth champion for quite some time. Why has it took so long for the bigger promoters come into you? Because you think they'd have already come into you by now.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of the ones, isn't it? You don't know what's going on or who's doing what or what the politics are or anything behind that. I thought after I had the Commonwealth that was going to be my kind of breakout fight.
Yeah,
I won that in 3 rounds. It wasn't, and then I ended up fighting Jacob Robinson, Stephen Robinson's son. So after that, I was like, okay, this is my breakout fight, and it was a fight loads of people thought I was going to lose. And then after that fight, I put on a 12-round masterclass, and I was like, that must be it now. It must be it now.
yeah.
And it wasn't. And then obviously, even right after the British, it was 2 weeks or nearly 2 weeks before we heard anything from anybody. So um, it was a strange one.
Interesting. Whenever I see your name or hear you in interviews, and I've done a lot of my research on yourself, is all I ever hear is Nick Ball and Nick Ball, Nick Ball, Nick Ball. How do you feel the fight would go between you and Nick Ball? Because he is very exciting. He is very exciting. So I mean, how do you feel the fight would go between you two?
Yeah, mate. I don't. It's one of the ones I can't deny. You don't wouldn't deny Nick Ball's an interesting or entertaining fighter, but for me, and it cemented it for me the other week when Andrew Kane lost, is these guys only have one game plan. They can't box. They're strong. They want to come. They want to go on the front foot. They want to do what they're comfortable doing, and when they can't get their way, there's no plan B. They have a plan A, and it's smash, try and knock you out. And when that doesn't happen, it's only a matter of time till if it's not me, it's going to be somebody else that you can't get out of there, and it's going to be a struggle. So,
Okay. I mean, looking at you, you're about 4 inches taller than Nick Ball. Do you feel that'll play a massive role in the fight?
not necessarily. Like everybody's 4 inches taller than Nick Bull, so it's not as if it's something new that he's not been in there with yet. My difference is my lateral movement, my head movement, my feet, my quickness. There's nobody like that he's been in with before. He's fighting these sticks that are upright, no head movement, no nothing. The last guy got hit with a big hook, and then the next shot he was standing chin in the air getting hit with the same hook. So I'm much more slick and I'm much more clever than these guys that they've got him in with now.
Okay, I like the idea of having more than just a one plan A. Plan A to Z is what you need. I mean, I hear you don't particularly like him. From would that be? I mean, why is that? And would it? But is the way he portrays
Um,
himself or things he said to you? Have you had a run in? What's going on?
Yeah, but I would have had no problem with him before. He came out and he was like, "Oh, basically, I'm scared to fight. I'm this and that." I'd just posted a video the week that we were meant to fight him. Obviously, I'd fought the Jacob Robinson fight. And my hand was it wasn't broke, but it was swollen up like twice the size. The video's on Instagram, Twitter, whatever, so you can see it. There was no lies there. We'd asked to fight maybe August, and they had offered like June or July. And I said on the phone when the offer came through, like, I'll 100% fight him, but there's no chance I can fight on that date, kind of thing.
Okay.
And the agreement was, okay, we won't fight on that date, but we'll put it out and then move it back, type thing. And then he came out and he's like, right, he's basically shot it, and um, he won't be getting that chance again. And he's below me, like I'm up here, I'm world level. This guy's beneath me, and I thought, just who do you think you are, mate? You fought absolutely nobody.
Okay. I mean, from the media, don't get me wrong, some of the media are bogus, but they are literally tarring Nick Ball with literally the next coming of Mike Tyson. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, mate, it's like you said before, but AJ was the next coming of Muhammad Ali. Everybody's the next coming of somebody until they become unstuck. So it is what it is. I think it's funny because the people he's been put in with have been handpicked. If you
Okay.
look at his record before the Isaac Lowe fight, he was like 16-0 with 8 knockouts. So I'm 12-0 with 6 knockouts, but I'm not the next coming of Mike Tyson, am I?
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. I like that. I like that. So, as far as your career, then, so what's next for you then? When are we going to see you back in the ring?
I'm not 100% yet. I'm waiting to hear, obviously, on what's happening with Queensberry and when the next kind of show is. I'm hoping to be out in July as the kind of date that I'm hearing, but I've got nothing confirmed yet, so just stay prepped, stay ready, and good to go. Maybe
I
somebody
like
will
it.
pull out of one of these world title fights on the 27th. I'll slot in.
You can jump yourself straight in.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love it. I love it. So on to boxing as a whole. There's a exciting rematch about to happen between Leigh Wood and Mauricio Lara, which is a surprise to me that Leigh Wood is going to be taking that, considering the outcome of the previous fight. How do you see it panning out?
Yeah, I'm not that surprised that he took it again. I thought he was on a comfortable path to winning the first one, you know. They'll need to work on like a bit more concentration and focus over the 12 rounds because
Mhm.
he can't switch off for even a second against Lara. He's just too dangerous. But Leigh was beating him up, so and I don't see why he couldn't do it again. Lara didn't look necessarily that great in my opinion, but obviously he's just got that crazy power to switch our lights
Yeah.
off. So um,
He's just got
I,
that equaliser, hasn't he? That he's a bit like
I
a Wilder. Do you know what I
I
mean?
a hundred
A weird
percent.
kind of way.
But I think if they stick to a game plan this time, would if he keeps him long, keeps him on the end of straight punches, doesn't try to engage too much, he'll beat him up the same way he beat him up the last time. I could see Leigh Wood stopping him. So
Okay. It's interesting.
that's
Interesting.
my opinion.
So let's say I like playing this from time to time. So let's say you were in Wood's corner.
Yep.
What would you be telling him? Would you say in the corner? Would you be, again? You said about keeping switched on, but what would you be saying stylistically?
I would just say keep the shots straight, keep them long, keep switching up like he was before. He was switching up head and body, and Lara did not like it at all to the body. Um, you could see him tiring as the fight went on and getting scrappy, and as long as you just stay switched on, he should comfortably box his way either to a victory or he'll be able to systematically beat him down until um, he gets a stoppage. But the problem there is if you get that comfortable and you're beating him down, it only takes that one shot to change the
Mhm.
tide. So
We've seen it, and we'll see it again and again. I mean, if he was to take a loss to Laura, where do you see him going?
he's still world level. He's still world level. I think when you get to that level, it's very hard to go backwards. You would put him in still with any of the other champions. You know, Conlon's fighting Lopez. You would love to see Leigh Wood v Mick Conlon again. That was probably one of the best fights I've seen live
Unreal.
um, in a long, long time. And you would see that fight happening again, especially if Conlon won his world title. You've got your boys over in America. Figueroa's got the interim WBC and stuff. So he's still up at that level, and it's just unfortunate that he holds what is it, the WBA, and that's Lara's or
Yeah.
held it.
Oh,
That was Lara's path.
mhm. I like it. I like it. So where can we follow you? Where can we kind of follow you on social media?
Instagram, Twitter. Instagram is just Nathaniel Collins. Twitter, Nate Collins 60. I'm just getting used to using Twitter, to be honest. It's one of the ones. Everybody's on Twitter. Everybody's Twitter
I don't get
people.
it.
I'm terrible. I don't. I got invited to my first Twitter talk or something the other day, and everybody's in it talking over each other and stuff. And I was like, "What's going on here?"
I haven't got a clue about Twitter, mate. I haven't been able. I've never been able to at. I haven't, honestly, I'm absolutely useless. Useless.
Nah, I'm the same. I just don't get it, and especially like back in the day when I was tweeting, you could only get like 40 characters or something, and
Yeah.
I was like, I've got too much to say for only 40 characters. That's elsewhere.
Absolute legend, bro. Thank you so much for coming on the show. We're really looking forward to seeing you back out in the ring. I will massively follow your career and push. There's something like 220,000 of us just on Facebook alone. Who all of us will be pushing you and saying big well done and a big good luck for the future with your career, mate.
Amazing, mate. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate your time.